this right here? Which one is not valid? Which one is not valid? Well, this one right here, which variable is it messing with?
B. Just assign the number.
B is not valid. I would go for B.
All right. So when you take a look at that, what are we trying to protect? The int that C is trying to get a hold of. Which one is attempting to modify that int? This is not modifying the int, it's just modifying C by itself. Okay? To actually get a hold of that int, you need to do a jump. There it is, you're doing a jump right there. So B would be the right answer. If we modify the third declaration as such, which one is not valid? A, because it's saying go ahead, do not change C. And so A is trying to change it. What about this one? Which one is not valid? Yes? So D equals to ampersand B is not valid, right? Okay, that's the one that we just talked about. Yes?
Going back to, I think it was 8.
This one?
8.
Why not?
8.
There you go.
Yeah, so because you say constant asterisk C, wouldn't you also have to make int or a constant? And
No, because what happens is, you know, if you can't modify something indirectly, should you have the ability to modify it directly?
No, I thought that we had to.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just draw the picture. So what we have here is okay. So we're actually placing a lock right there, which means that through asterisk B you should not be able to change this A right here. Okay. So if you can change it indirectly, does that mean that you shouldn't be able to change it directly either? No, that's not what that means, okay? You can go ahead and change it directly if you wish. The thing that you're speaking about is what happens if you have a block right there? Well, if you can't change it directly, then neither should you be able to change it indirectly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and which one? Okay, so we did this. All right, so we come over here. Yes. It's a sample assessment of pointers. All right, so what about this one right here? Which, given the following function call, func1, yx, which one is a valid function header?
I say y in x
so
b.
You know, y is just an int, so it's got to be just an int.
So it's
these
B.
two are in the picture, so it's got to be either A or B. And what exactly is inside of x? X contains the address of y. So you need a variable that's able to go and hold the address of y. And there it is, the address of an int. So A would be the right answer.
A, right.
What about this one? Which one is a valid function header?
Valid?
Well, given the following. That's right, so just missed that little something there.
D.
So we have y, there it is, y. And then we have the address of x. The address of x would be stored in this kind of a variable right there. It would be a double pointer.
Nice.
Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about this one? Y, comma, asterisk x. What would be for this one.
C.
So y is an int, and asterisk x, that's going to go ahead and give you an int as well. So it's an int and an int.
Yep.
Yes, the contents, which is just a plain int. Given the following function call, func1 xz, which one is a valid function header? So x is a pointer variable, so one of these is going to work. And then this void right here, well,
Void
it
is
contains so what do you think? D
D.
and C.
C.
So C and D.
No C.
Because what is actually contained in Z? It's the address of X. And what is the address of X? It's a double jump to get to access to an int. Do I need to draw this?
No. Got it.
I do.
Yeah.
Please draw it.
I should.
Yeah.
No.
So
Just-
let me do this.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. You guys can probably see it in my face. I do look tired, right?
We're tired too.
That's sad for try.
You're right.
Don't do it.
You could
You know, I
go.
was really thinking about this idea of tiredness. And I just came to realize that the reason why I'm tired is because, no, I want to just tell you something. You know, when I'm speaking with you, I have to twist my tongue and move my mouth in a certain way.
Horrible.
No, and this sort of, this diction, you know, and this accent, you know, this American accent, and I see that I have to contort my mouth in a certain way to be able to
Like fruit?
give you the information. And I realize now that that is the reason why I'm tired. I am not in touch with who I am really. And so I think I'm going to just speak like a native. I know it's going to be painful for you, but it's only because I'm tired, and I just can't do it with my tongue. So let's do it, my friends. So let me draw this for you. You know, I don't know if that's a Persian accent, or what kind of an accent is it?
Greek.
Greek?
Russian.
What is it? It's Persian? You know, I feel like it's mixed Persian, mixed mafia. I feel like I should pull out my gun. All right. Russian as well? All right. All right, so what happens here is we have A, we have B, so this is int asterisk, and then we have this void pointer, okay? And so we have 100 here, 200 here, and so the 200 is being held in that void asterisk. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's all this accent stuff, you know, this stuff. All right, so what we have here is this. And so the question is, what in the world is this variable right here? That's a 1, 2 jump. And when you do the 2 jumps, what do you ultimately get a hold of? An int, do you not? And so when you're actually sending across this 200, you can actually go and store the 200 in another void pointer which doesn't care about the number of jumps. Or you could also go ahead and store this 200 in a variable that's able to go and store a 2 jump to an int, because that's what that is. So in a sense, you're doing a casting right there on the fly, right? So that you don't have to cast later on. You see that?
Nice.
All right, so, yes, sir. D would be right as well.
So it'll be D. Okay.
C and D.
C and D.
C and D.
Cindy.
So, and then there's that. And so given the following function call y, x, which one would be a valid function header for passing by reference? You know, when you pass by reference, what do? You take the original declaration and you prefix it with an ampersand. So you take a look at y. What does its declaration look like? There it is. And you prefix it with an ampersand. Well, which one do we have? This one and this one. What about x? Well, let's take a look at it. You take the original declaration and you prefix the variable name with an ampersand. Which one? Oh, there it is, A. And so that is a pass by reference. So ladies and gentlemen, we are done with that. You're thinking, well, do you have more?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, so this question takes us to two different cities. One is Davis, which is a cool city. One is Dixon, which is probably the first city that should be bombed, if there's ever a war. Because is there anyone who actually comes from Dixon? No one. But you guys have passed through, right? You've driven by.
Yeah.
Is it the kind of exit that you want to get off on?
No.
That's exactly what I do. When I see Dixon, I feel like I have this allergic reaction. I can't even look at it. So, and so we're going to go ahead and do things.
Mr. Dixon.
All right. All right, so,
I like the way this is going.
you know, for those of you who are Dixon natives, don't be afraid. We're not going to do anything bad. So what we have here is we have this 3x20 array. We have Davis sitting in one of the rows. We have Dixon sitting in the other row. And so the question is, which one allows for another city to replace one of the existing cities in the array? And look at this. We are actually changing it to Sacramento. Because whoever you've spoken with, I've never had one single person that I've spoken with speak well of Sacramento.
Sacramento sucks.
There it is. See, there is one person. Who here is willing to sort of, you know, stand in front of other people and brag about the city? Only one person. You guys would be in the minority, and you guys would be bombed as well.
Yeah.
When if there's bombers, because nobody would want to be here. Well, that really just takes into question like a lot of things now. All right, but anyway, that's okay. We all make mistakes. And so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and change the city, okay, to Sacramento. How do we do it? Well, we can't just go into a city of 1 equals to Sacramento. We know that this kind of assignment would be invalid. But SDR end copy and SDR copy is what we're looking at. We know that this one right here would be invalid because it's got, we're pointing to an actual char position. We need to be pointing to an address because we're copying an entire address. This one right here has got single quotes, so we know that that is invalid as well. And so we are left with this, which means we want to go ahead and copy on over 11 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And is that good? No? Why not?
No.
Well, do we not have a null? The null is already there because we initialized the array, so that's okay. All right, so, so which one is a valid declaration for an array of pointers? Okay, an array of pointers. So it has to be an array first, right? So this means that, now, is this emphasizing the array first, or is this emphasizing the pointer piece first? The pointer stuff, so that's not going to work, okay? We're looking at an array of pointers. So which one is a declaration that deals with both pointers and arrays but emphasizes pointers? D. There is the array, there is the pointer, and we're actually storing the address of each of the rows. Which one is a valid declaration?
D.
What is it?
D.
D. Well, we are trying to point to a two-dimensional array. What kind of a variable can point to a two-dimensional array? Remember what we said about the distinction that we need to make between a pointer to an array versus an array of pointers. Remember that?
Yeah.
A pointer to an array is able to point to a two-dimensional array. Which one is a pointer to an array? This one, pointer to an array. This has the ability to point to a two-dimensional array. Which one displays one of the cities in the array? C, city of 0. That would be a bookmark, okay, to one of the rows, and so that's what we have. Which one is a valid declaration for making the city array a single-dimensional array? So, you know that city of 0, this one right here, or this one, is going to go and point to the beginning. So that's the address of the beginning of the array. We know that this is not going to work because that's pointing to a char. Okay, we don't want a char, we want an address. And of course, we're wanting to change it to a single dimensional array, so this has the ability to hold the address of a char, and there we have the address of a char. So that's great.
See?
So that's C. Given the following function call, which one is a valid function header? So city 0, 0, that's pointing to a single char, that's giving a single char, and so there it is, we have a single char.
Nice.
Which one returns a pointer to the position of the character X in the array? Well, we're looking at either this one or this one, so it would be city of 0 or city of 1. So one of those. So city of 1 is good, city of 1 is good. But we're looking for strchr, which means it takes a character for its second argument, which is this one, because this one takes a string. Which one would append to a city? Okay. Well, we're appending a string, so it can be single quotes, so that's not going to work. All of these are okay so far. This one, strcat, it's going to go and require an address. That's not an address. This right here you will find is also not an address because it's got 2 asterisks. But this one right here is the address that you're looking for. It is the beginning address of the second node. Given the following function called pass city, which one is a valid header? So you're passing the 2-dimensional array. How do you catch it? Wake me up when you have an answer.
Pass city.
So how do you, this is a 2-dimensional array.
Yeah.
A 2-dimensional array, what kind of variable can point to a 2-dimensional array? A pointer to an array. A pointer to an array. So A would be the answer.
Nice.
Given the following function called pass city of 0, how do you catch it? You know, it just so happens that it's both C and D. Because what is this? Do we care about what number we put in there? C cares nothing for that. But what is that equivalent to? It is equivalent to this.
Nice.
And if you have any problems on any of this, it's your fault.
Yeah. It's all our fault.
All right.
What is it? What is that? Warning?
What is it? Warning? Where's the warning? Warning, there is no question 11. That's right. You know, so, you know, on elevators, they skip question number 13. I mean, floor number 13.
Why?
Because it's bad. And so in our world, it's number 11. Okay, so here we have these prototypes. Int, insert, int, update. Which one is valid? Well, we're pointing to insert, which means that the return type must, of course, be an int. So int, one of those two. And it takes one single argument. So, or is it? Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry, there's a comma here. So it takes 2 arguments, double, comma, int. So there it is. So that would be the answer. Okay. Which one is valid? Well, we want to go ahead and point to update. Update returns an int. So either one of these. It takes a char, asterisk, okay? So there's that char, no. There's the char asterisk, that would be the same thing. And then it equals to update, so that's what we have. A func is a variable that is defined as an array of pointer to functions and contains update as its first element. Which one would be a valid function call? Well, the first element would be func 0. But this update function, what is the parameter that you're passing in? It's star char, the beginning address of a
Star
string.
char, right.
So there it is. High. Func 0 high.
Oh, wow.
Given the following function, or giving the following declaration, which one is valid? So
no, A. You can't.
A equals to
Address of
A equals to B. That's
B,
right. A equals
yeah.
to B. And all of this stuff is stuff that we have talked about at least 50,000 times. And yes,
Are we gonna need a Scantron?
yes,
on the
Quizzes on Wednesday? For the quiz?
big,
Big Scantron?
big. Say what?
For quiz?
No.
wait, what?
What?
What happened?
Oh, you want it online?
That will help so much.
Yes, please.
That means a lot to us.
You know, you're right. I mean, you guys have been taking pictures, right? I see you guys have been videotaping and all this. And so I guess we could make it available.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
So what are we doing on Wednesday?
on Wednesday.
Besides the quiz, right?
On Wednesday, from 7 to 7:30, we'll be meeting in the lab to go and take the quiz. That's one. And you don't need a Scantron. You're going to be writing. And you need to know all the string stuff. So all the SDR-TOK, SDR-CHR, SDR-CAT, SDR-CMP, all the string stuff you need to know about. You need to know also about the structure stuff, okay? You also need to know about the malloc stuff. So that's not too much, right?
Jeez.
I mean, it's just a few things.
What about the actual?
But it'll be good because if you know this stuff, then for the final, you don't really have to worry too much, okay? So that's that. So between 7 and 7:30, we'll do that. And then at 7:30, we'll come back here. We'll go over the quizzes, and then we'll go over the sample final.
Sample final.
What about bringing us
Okay.
All right. So does anyone have any questions?
Sounds like a plan.